All right. Is she on bond? Is she on bond? All right, Ms. Whitman, I'm getting feedback from your end.
Hi, Judge. Sorry, I just came on. I can mute myself.
All right, thank you. Samantha, where are you? Come forward. All right, who's the prosecutor on this? It's cruelty, non-livestock.
It's Jason. It's Jason Garahan.
All right, do you have all of the discovery?
Judge, the last time we were here, we had done a request. The state has just received additional discovery to include some records, some medical records, and some other records, and they have not had a chance yet to upload them. So they have received them, but I do not have them yet.
All right, what are the medical records related to?
My client has mental health issues, and she was taken in under an emergency detention the night that this incident occurred.
All right, so it's your client's medical records that are outstanding?
Yes, it's the medical records of the state detention. Yes, of the emergency detention that the police were involved with.
All right, is there any other outstanding discovery other than that?
Right now they have the medical records, and then they also have, like I said, the other records that have to do with the Department of Health and Human Services, and those two right now. Other than that, I don't know that there's anything else outstanding. So I just need to be able to take a look at those to be able to make a decision on the next steps in this case.
All right, so do you know if the state is in receipt of the Health and Human Services records or Humane Services records?
They appear to have discs in their file that they just have not been able to get to upload or get to me. Mr. Garahan and I talked this morning about being able to get him some kind of drive or something, because we believe it's a lot of records, so that they can actually get them to me in a format. They're too big for the e-discovery system.
Okay. And you'll provide a disc for them?
Yes, Judge, I will see what size they need, and I will provide either a disc or a thumb drive.
All right. Are you employed? Yeah. And what are your work hours? All right. So this is going to be the final discovery date. I'm going to set it for October 31st, and you can appear by Zoom or you can appear in person. But I will tell you, for people who appear by Zoom, I require that you still be dressed appropriately for court and that you find a place that's stationary so there's not a lot of movement. You understand? All right, so we'll be back on October 31st, and your client can appear by Zoom for that setting.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you very much, Judge. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. You too. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Thank you. I don't know, it's like everybody's whispering today. All right. Yvette Martinez.
Sullivan, attorney Martinez. I am not yet for attorney in person.
All right. All right, so you'll need to file a notice, and what I can tell you is more likely than not, a motion to revoke is probably going to be filed.
And that's why Sean wanted her to be here.
Okay, all right. So, probation on the motion to revoke, when would that be filed? All right,
That's what I'm saying. I wanted her ahead of the curve. That's what I'm holding.
all right, so if it's filed today and signed today, she's going to be taken into custody today.
I understand, and we've talked out. We've got some issues. That's the time before that's July.
Okay.
That's July. It appears she's not here.
Okay, all right, if you'll file the motion, and then we'll go from there. All right, thank you.
We're starting shortly.
Hmm.
We'll come back in.
Oh, once a motion is filed, then a warrant is going to be issued. And then you all can make bond, not make bond. And then we'll come back for a hearing. And if you want it to be contested, it can be contested.
Yes, in the court here today on what's happened with respect to the specifics of why perhaps she should or should not have one. She has taken care of some people, yes, her, one of the parents. She's taking care of someone who is in hospice care, and her children are there in the house. And this was a problem with the device that she has to learn how to use. You understand that? Because she came here today because she knew she was not being compliant.
All right, so
She came here.
no, I mean, what's going to end up happening is they are going to file a motion to revoke. If it appears to be in order, I'm going to sign it. And then you'll have to make a bond because a warrant is going to be issued.
It'll be when the court is gonna, it will not let me until without. She can make a bond.
Yes,
We'll set.
yes,
Go to work on that right away. I assume she needs to go that way or that way.
probably in the box.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Even though I'm trying, you're so quick. I've never been here until I have a judge tell me I'm going to file a motion on compliance. And I'm gonna agree. That's great. I love it. Just
Okay,
want-
well, no, I don't know if I'm going to grant it yet. I'm just going to see what they're going to file, then I'll read it. And if it's in proper form and it appears that there are violations in the motion to our conditions, I'm going to sign it. Then a warrant's going to be issued. Then we can talk about bond.
She stay in this courtroom.
Yes. Omero Sanchez. He's in custody. Okay, they're bringing them out. Anyone who's ready, who has a client who is not in custody, you can come forward. Oh, she's here. And is he in custody? All right, they're bringing them up. Thank you. All right, Jamar Clark. Joseph Mejia. Adrian Harper. Hi, you have something that you said is not onto docket today? All right. Yes. Yes. Okay, I thought I had already signed up, but I'll. Okay. Oh, yeah. We're gonna blame it on Odyssey.
It is on.
All
We gotta put in the fact.
All right, so normally on this, I'll sign the order because I know you've done a lot of work on this. But for the MAC, they like you to put an estimate of your hours in here. So if you have an estimate of hours, if you'll write them down. Okay. Oh, you do? Okay. All right, so you need an additional in-court time of how many? Oh, yeah. And then out-of-court hours, how much? Okay. All right. You're welcome. All right, have a good one. All right, thank you. All right, Morales Obando. Where's he? Oh. Ah. Yeah. Yes. All right. All right, who is here who's ready, who has an inmate in the box? What's your client's name? Omero Sanchez. All right, so in this case, where are we on discovery?
I'm here to look to withdraw, I think, we filed a lot back.
All right,
They just wanted to place it on the same document.
all right. Do y'all have a motion to withdraw? It's on Omaro Sanchez. Okay. All right. We'll go on the record. All right, so, excuse me. If y'all can move down to that end, just ask the deputy to move your client so that y'all are not talking behind the court reporter. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 008247, State of Texas versus Omero Sanchez. Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state? Defense? And are you Mr. Sanchez?
Yes.
All right. So it's the court's understanding that your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. Are you aware of that? Do you have any objections to your attorney withdrawing? All right, state any objections? All right, motion to withdraw is granted. You're excused, counsel. All right. Oh, I need to talk to that. You. All right, no problem. Yes. All right. So the previous attorney you had, was he retained or appointed? I'm sorry, no, the attorney, Mr. Lopez, was, all right, so he was retained. All right, thank you. Are you able to hire an attorney? All right, are you asking for an attorney to be appointed? All right, we will get an attorney appointed to you if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, all right? So just have a seat and we'll see what we can do. Thank you. And then I'll get a date for him. McLean? McLean? Ms. Ferguson needs to speak with you. And then Mr. Brooks, Ms. Ferguson will speak with you as well. All right, anyone, you said you're ready. Who's your client? All right, Jose Caceres. All right, so we were here, the court had found violation of condition number 4 true, and we're here to address the housing issues and mental health. So what updates do you have for me?
Yes, Your Honor. He, as grown aware, we had the contact information for his grandmother, and I got some number of revoke for his father. Left.
Okay, I can't hear you. Your voice keeps trailing down.
Messages on numerous days, but that we can send. His family's not. Where we contacted Vicky from Conflict Sales, they're able to screen for his applied research, they're able to screen for the two that seem to be the next getting proposed on county top road, already paid
All right, Miss Abrams. On, oh, sorry. All right. On Caceres, was he's been recommended for the mixed supervision. Do you know? Because the issue is he hasn't attended Center for Healthcare Services, even though that was previously ordered. Do you know if maybe we should try for DDRF or no? Because my concern is, and my concern still is, counsel, basically the information we have is to send him out in the world with his mental health issues with no safety plan. Yeah. Okay, but see, here's the issue. Historically, you have not made your appointments. That's why we're back here, because I previously ordered Center for Healthcare Services and you were supposed to report and you didn't. And you stopped taking your medications, which I can't force you to take your medications. Yeah, but you've been taking them because you're in custody at the Bexar County Jail. And somebody comes around and somebody says, it's time for you to take your medication. Here's your medication. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of safety net is in place. You don't have housing, right? So I need to find housing for you. And I also need to find a case manager for you. If he was insane or incompetent, it would be so easy to get him housing and get him a case manager, but he is sort of like in between. So if I send you out here without taking care of your housing issues and your mental health issues, you're going to be right back here, because my experience is many people who have mental health issues, once they are stabilized, they don't like the side effects, and they say, why am I taking this? I can do it without it. And then we end up right back here. So that can't happen. So just 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Unfortunately, these are, ideally, you know, we get some from the family, but these look like that.
Oh, no, I mean, our hands are basically tied. I don't feel comfortable sending him to live with his grandmother because he's on probation for injury to the elderly. Yes.
Judge, back in April, he was evaluated for DDRF, and at that time, he was the only recommendation was for him to be on the load. It is still a recommendation for him to start off on the load.
Okay, do they not realize that he's paranoid schizophrenic and he didn't take his meds?
On the outcome for the DDRF, they do recognize that he does have mental health issues.
So,
Judge, if you give me just a moment, I do have a manager that's in here,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's like if there's something else
because yeah, I need some more thoughts too on this. All right, so just have a seat. We're gonna see what we can come up with. All right, Morales Obando. Are you all ready? If you're not ready, that's okay. Okay. And counsel, do you have your witnesses here or? Is it Christina Barboza? Okay.
She's also a Spanish speaker, so.
Okay. Then we will speak for double duty. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 4766, State of Texas versus Herbert Morales Obando. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
John Reitmeyer.
And are you Mr. Morales Obando?
Yes,
All right, we have an interpreter here. Could you raise your right hand for me, please?
yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you will state your name for the record.
Arlene Abrams, license number 2081.
All right, in this case, the defendant pled no contest to injury of a child on September 24th, 2024. Defense waived PSI, is that correct?
That's correct.
Right. And so we're set here today for sentencing. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. The state opposes your application for community supervision and deferred adjudication. And there's an affirmative finding of family violence. State, do you have any witnesses?
We do not.
Defense, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, Judge, we have one.
All right, just one moment off the record. Yes, the stipulations are not in this file for some reason. All right, no problem. All right, we can go back on the record, and I'm sorry, witnesses.
Yes, Judge, we have one.
All right. This witness is by Zoom. State, do you have any objection to the witness appearing by Zoom?
We do not.
Right. Defense, do you have any objection to the witness appearing by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Morales Obando, do you understand that you can have witnesses present in the courtroom to testify?
Yes,
Did you understand that today the witness Christina Barboza is appearing by Zoom?
yes.
Do you have any objection to her appearing by Zoom?
No.
No,
All right, Ms. Barboza, if you can unmute for me, please, and raise your right hand. I need to see your hand.
She's a Spanish speaker, Judge.
Ah, sorry.
¿me escucha, señora Barbosa?
Sí, lo escucho.
Ok, levante la mano derecha. La juez tiene que ver la mano de usted en la pantalla.
La mano derecha.
Sí. Ya.
Gracias. Do you solemnly swear and affirm
Usted jura solemnemente y afirma que el testimonio que dé aquí va a ser la verdad y solo la verdad con la ayuda de Dios.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you may lower your
Ok, puede bajar la mano.
state your name for the
Diga su
record.
nombre para el acta, por favor.
Mi nombre es Cristina Barbosa.
My name is Cristina Barboso.
All right. Everyone, if you will, please make sure you whisper.
Ahora asegúrese que hablen todas las demás gentes.
Right.
Ok, es su testigo. Gracias, Cristina. ¿Cómo conoce a Herbert?
Lo conocí porque él es hermano de mi amiga.
I met him because he's the friend of my, he's a brother of my friend. Okay. ¿Usted está casada con él?
Disculpe, ¿cómo?
I'm sorry, what do you say? Can you repeat? ¿Usted está casada con él?
No.
No. ¿Usted tiene hijos con él?
Sí.
Yes. ¿Cuántos hijos tienen ustedes?
Tenemos un hijo.
We have a boy, a son.
And
Y
Before.
Antes de que arrestaran a Deferred.
No sé,
For you
no,
and the child?
¿Me escucha?
ahora sí, pero no, de primero no escuché.
Can you repeat the question? A ver, escuché. Antes de que arrestaran a Herbert, ¿él le daba a usted, proveía para usted y para el niño? Lo mantenía, digamos.
Sí, él, él era el proveedor de la familia.
Yes, he was the family provider.
Who else did he keep?
¿Quién más? Él proveía para quién más? ¿A quién
Repita,
más le daba él? ¿A quién más proveía él?
a mí, a sus hijas y o sea, la familia.
Me, his daughters, and the family. Okay.
Was it a large family?
¿Era una familia grande?
Sí, sus dos hijas y yo.
Yes, he has two daughters and myself.
All right,
Okay.
just one moment. Excuse me, everyone, stop talking. We're on Zoom and it's hard for the interpreter to hear the witness and it's hard for the witness to hear the interpreter. So everyone, please stop talking until we finish this hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. You may proceed.
Since Herbert.
Desde que-
been a hardship.
Sí,
Es que cuando usted habla se corta y no escucha, no se escucha nada. Creo que es la señal.
you can hear. I'm going to repeat the question.
Since Herbert
Desde
has been
que
arrested.
arrestaron a Herbert,
this has been a
¿ha
hardship.
sido difícil para usted su situación?
Sí, para mí y para sus hijas también, porque él era el proveedor de sus hijas y de mí también.
Yes, for me and for his daughters, because he was the provider for uh, all of us, his daughters and me.
Herbert. Is that better? Okay. When Herbert was with you before the arrest,
Herbert estaba con usted antes del arresto.
he appeared to be a caring parent.
Él parecía ser un padre amoroso.
Sí, eso me enamoró de él, que él era un buen papá con su hija.
Yes, that's why I fell in love with him, because he was a good father to her daughter.
Now, you do
Ahora
understand
usted
here
entiende
that the judge is
que
going
la juez va a determinar la sentencia de este caso, ¿verdad?
Sí,
Yes.
and
Y
do you
usted
understand
entiende
that there are some options
que
available?
hay varias opciones disponibles para la sentencia.
sí,
Yes.
And of the
Y de
options
las opciones
being prison
de ser
or
la
term of
prisión
probation,
o la libertad condicional,
what would you ask the judge?
¿qué le pediría usted a la juez que hiciera?
que le dé la libertad provisional porque sus hijas y yo lo necesitamos.
To give him probation because his daughters and myself need him.
I'll pass the witness.
Su señoría.
Any questions?
Yes, Judge.
And I'm sorry, could you pass that to him? Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Barbosa, can you hear me?
¿Me escucha, señora Barbosa?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay, so I have a few
Tengo
questions
un
for you.
par de preguntas para usted.
sí, dígame.
You
Yes.
mentioned that
Usted mencionó
you have children
que usted
with
tiene
Mr. Obando, correct?
hijos con el señor Obando, ¿verdad?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay, and how old is the
¿Qué
child?
edad tiene el hijo?
tiene 7 meses.
He's 7 months old.
Okay. And you also
Y
mentioned that
usted
he was
también mencionó
he's a caring parent
que él es un padre cuidadoso.
Sí,
Yes.
and that you fell in love with him
Y que
because
usted se enamoró de él
good father to
porque
his
él era buen padre para sus hijas.
sí,
Yes.
Okay. You're aware that the
Usted está
victim in this
consciente que la
case
víctima en este
is
caso
his daughter.
es su hija.
sí.
Yes.
And do you know
¿Usted sabe
any of the facts?
alguno
of
de
the
los
case?
hechos del caso?
¿Cómo?
Excuse me.
Do you know of
¿Usted
any
sabe de
facts
los hechos del que
of
que
this
pasó en
case?
este caso?
Sí,
Yes.
Did you ever get to see
¿Alguna
the
vez usted
injuries that
las
were on-
lesiones que estaban en la niña?
sí,
Yes.
So
Entonces,
As a parent, how
como
does he
padre,
discipline his children?
¿cómo disciplina él a sus hijos?
Repita, no, no se escuchó.
So as a
Como
father,
padre,
how does
él,
Mr. Obando
¿cómo
discipline?
el señor Orlando disciplina a sus hijos?
Yo sé o sea, no está bien, pero yo sé que él lo hizo en un momento que se salió de sí, pero yo sé que él es un buen papá.
I know that what he did is not right. I know that he did it in a time that he lost control of himself, but I know that he's a good father.
Y
So
todos
you,
We're all human. Mhm.
somos humanos y cometemos errores, y por un error no podemos pensar que una persona es mala solo por un error.
Permítame. We're all humans. We all make mistakes, and not
Excuse
just.
me, we are on the record. I don't know how many times I have to tell y'all, please do not approach while we're on the record. There's a sign on the computer that says, don't approach while we're on the record. We're on the record, everyone. It is so hard for the interpreter to interpret what we're all saying. We're off the record. What we're all saying, because we're all speaking at different tones. We're speaking fast, we're speaking soft. And then we have somebody who's on Zoom who's speaking soft, and she's got to interpret everything that everybody else is saying. And then she's got to interpret what the person on Zoom is saying who's speaking low and in and out. So do not approach while we're on the record. And when we're on Zoom and we have an interpreter, everybody just stop talking. All right, we're back on the record.
Repita lo que había dicho, por favor. Que no-
Que yo entiendo lo que él me está preguntando, pero lo que yo digo es que una persona no se define por un error que cometa. No podemos decir que una persona es mala solo porque cometió un error.
Permítame. I understand what you're saying, but we cannot define a person for a mistake that person made.
but you understand
Pero
that
él entiende
this was not just
que
one
esto
mistake.
fue no nada más un error,
He
¿verdad?
didn't hit her
Porque
only
él
one
no
time,
nada más le pegó una vez,
right?
¿verdad?
Lo que yo entiendo es que solo fue esa vez, porque fue la única vez que yo sé que él le pegó a la niña.
Permítame. What I understand, it was that was the only time, because as far as I know, that is the only time he hit his daughter.
I'm talking about how many times he hit her
No.
that time.
Yo estoy hablando de cuántas veces le pegó él esa vez.
Ok, yo no sabría decirle porque yo no puedo decir eso porque yo no lo vi.
I couldn't be able to tell you because I did not see that.
That's right. So then
Exacto.
you were not there,
Usted no
correct?
estaba ahí, ¿verdad?
Ok, sí, pero usted no puede
Yes or no?
decir.
¿Sí o no?
No.
No,
No further questions.
son todas mis preguntas.
Nothing.
Es todo.
All right, so I have a question. Is she the Christina who is listed in the
Ella
police
es la
report or no?
Cristina que está
Because there is a witness
listada
in the
en
police report.
la lista del
as
reporte de
Cristina
policía que
Barbosa.
hablan de una Cristina Barbosa.
So
Esa
that's-
sería ella, su señoría.
So, any objections to the
Entonces,
court?
¿alguna objeción de que yo le haga preguntas a ella? No.
All right, Ms.
La
Barbosa.
juez tiene preguntas para usted, señora Barbosa.
Christina
¿Es
Barbosa,
usted
who
Cristina
was at the
Barbosa,
location
la
when
que
the police
estaba en
arrived
el lugar
to
cuando
speak
llegó
to
la
the-
policía para hablar con la persona que se quejó? ¿Es
Sí.
usted ahí? Yes.
All right, so in the police
Entonces,
report,
en el
it
reporte de
states on
policía
page
dice en la
2A,
página 2 de 8 páginas,
CPS
CPS
continúa
continúa un seguimiento, informa que van a tener
because the
posición
safety
de
plan
D o no por el plan de seguridad
to be
no se
established.
puede establecer.
Prior to leaving,
Antes de salir de la testigo número 3, que es usted,
victim one
llamó a la
and
víctima
Officer
1
Cerner
y el oficial
three
Cerna
telling
oyó
the
que,
child,
que usted le dijo a la
"Do not
niña,
tell them
no
anything."
les digas nada y cállate.
No, yo no
want to
dije esto.
Alguien, I didn't say that.
Does anyone want to address what's in
¿Alguien
the
quiere hablar de
stipulations?
de lo que están en las estipulaciones?
Well, she's denying it at this point, Your Honor, so I
Lo
think it's
está
pretty
negando,
clear that
se
this
dice
witness
que
is
no,
not very credible.
Yo no creo que sea muy creíble este testigo.
All right, would you like to address that with her,
¿Quiere
counsel?
hablar con él? Eso.
No entendí.
No, no es un momentito.
Christina,
Cristina,
what the judge read off
lo
was
que la juez leyó estaba en el reporte de policía. de que ha sido admitido como evidencia ese reporte.
It's your testimony.
Entonces, es el testimonio de usted
Statements about
de
you
que
are false.
esas declaraciones sobre usted son falsas. Está ahorita diciendo que lo
No
que
enten-
dice ese
no ent-
reporte es falso.
No, ok. Pero yo escuché que dijeron que yo dije que no dijera a la niña. Yo no dije eso.
I
O a
didn't
lo
say
mejor no entendí lo
about
que ella
me
dijo.
telling the girl not to say anything. I didn't.
All right, so, and
Creo
here's,
no entendí lo que ella dijo lo último.
It's
Could you repeat
está
that,
No
please?
entiendo lo que ella
se
me
está
está,
cortando.
es que no
¿Quién es
entiendo
ella?
lo que ella está tratando de preguntarme.
I don't understand what she's trying to ask me.
All right, so, and then here's the other
Entonces,
thing that I
aquí
would like
está
for
la otra
parties to
cosa que
clear
yo
up for
quiero
me.
que las partes me aclaren.
In the
En las
stipulations,
estipulaciones dice
that this
de que
incident
este
occurred
incidente
on Monday,
ocurrió el
January
lunes
15th,
15 de
or
enero
Tuesday,
o
January
martes,
16th.
enero
It says
16.
the
No es
only
para usted.
reason the
Y
police
dice
were
que la única
called
razón por la
is
que
because
llamaron a la
another
policía
witness,
es
not
porque
this
hubo
witness,
otro testigo,
sent
no
in
este
photos.
testigo. Otro
So my
testigo
other
mandó
question has to
fotografías.
do
Entonces, mi otra pregunta
with,
tiene que ver con
was this witness who is
este
called,
testigo que llamó.
did she know
Ella
about what had happened
sabía
and just
lo
didn't
que
call the
pasó y
police?
simplemente no llamó a la policía.
¿La testigo o yo?
The witness or me?
Anybody wants to?
Miss Barbosa,
Señora Barbosa,
did you know
¿sabía usted
that the defendant
que el acusado
hit his daughter
le había pegado a su hija
and not reported to the police?
y no se reportó a la policía?
Cuando él llegó a la casa, si ustedes chequean el registro de llamada, quien llamó a la policía cuando él estaba en la casa para que él fuera arrestado fui yo.
If you can check there, when he got to the house, the one that called the police when he got arrested was me.
Well, I know, but did you
Ya
know
sé. Pero mi pregunta es, ¿usted sabía
that he had hit his daughter?
que él le había pegado a su hija?
No, porque cuando él le pegó a la niña, yo no estaba ahí, pero yo después sí supe porque cuando tomaron la foto yo estaba ahí. Pero
No,
yo
I
no,
didn't, permítame. No, I didn't because when he hit his daughter, I wasn't there. But when they took the pictures, I was there.
When the police was there, you
Cuando
were
la
there.
policía estaba ahí, usted también estaba ahí.
sí,
Yes.
Nothing further, Judge.
Anything else?
I apologize, just one.
Una pregunta más.
Christina, I
Cristina,
believe the questions that they're
creo que las
asking about-
preguntas que le están haciendo son de unas fotografías que se tomaron y después se enviaron a la policía.
sí, las
¿Sabe de lo
tomó,
que le estoy hablando?
sí, yo sé de las fotografías que
do.
están hablando.
I know about the pictures you're talking about. Okay.
Did you see those
¿Usted
photos
vio esas fotos
or after?
antes o después de que arrestaron a Herbert?
Después que arrestaron a él,
After he
porque
was arrested.
cuando llegó el paquete, como las pruebas, porque yo antes no vi esa foto.
Because when the package arrived with the pictures, because I hadn't seen those pictures before.
No.
Es todo, señoría.
Any other questions?
No questions.
No, ya no hay
All right, is this witness excused?
She is.
Gracias.
All right, any other witnesses, counsel?
Es todo para usted. ¿Algún otro testigo? ¿Usted quiere hablar con la juez?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sí.
Yes.
ayuda a Dios.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Diga su nombre.
Mi nombre es Herbert Estuardo Obando Morales.
My name is Herbert Eduardo Morales Obando.
All right, counsel, do you wish to ask some questions or did he just wish to make a statement?
I believe he just wished to make a statement. I will not be asking any questions.
All right, so sir, if you wish to make a statement, the state will have an opportunity to ask you questions. Do you still wish to make a statement?
Sí.
Yes,
You may make your statement.
Ok. Lo siento mucho por lo que pasó.
I'm very sorry about what happened.
Estoy consciente de todo el problema que he causado.
I'm aware of the problem that I caused.
Siento que me pasé de control.
¿Qué?
Siento que me pasé de control.
I feel that I lost control.
Nunca me imaginé que esto iba a pasar,
I never thought this was going to happen,
que iba a poner en problemas a mi familia.
that I was going to put my family in trouble.
Ahora creo que es el momento que mis hijos me necesitan y por este problema, pues, la verdad, lo siento mucho.
I'm very sorry. I know that at this time my children need me. I'm very sorry.
Tengo un hijo de 7 meses que no lo he conocido.
I have my son, a 7-month-old boy that I haven't met.
Mis hijas en El Salvador que me necesitan.
My daughters from El Salvador that need me.
Creo que soy el único sustento del hogar
I'm the only support
que,
for the house.
que trabaja para ellos.
I'm the only one that works for them.
A la verdad, ellos no tienen ninguna ayuda del gobierno.
Honestly, they don't have any government assistance.
Gracias a Dios, mi hijo sí.
Thank God my son does.
Y nomás lo siento mucho.
It's just that I'm very sorry.
All right, any questions?
Yes, just briefly. Mr. Obano, how old was your daughter when you hit her?
Tenía 8,
8,
7.
7 years old.
Did she deserve to get hit that much?
¿Ella se merecía que usted le pegara de esa manera?
No,
No.
So you mentioned that you're sorry for what you did. Are you sorry for what you did because you were caught?
Because
You were caught?
usted dice que siente mucho lo que usted hizo. ¿Usted siente mucho lo que hizo porque lo cacharon?
no sucesivamente.
¿Perdón?
No sucesivamente.
No sé, ¿no qué?
No, o sea, son problemas que estaban pasando en la casa.
No, there were problems at the house
Me pasé de control.
and I lost control.
And you took your control out on an 8-year-old?
¿Y usted agarró su ira fuera de control en una niña de 8 años?
El problema es que mi mamá me estaba corriendo de la casa.
The problem is that my mom was kicking me out of the house.
Mi hija me estaba dando problemas en la escuela.
My daughter was having trouble at school.
Y la verdad, pues, nomás fue un momento de ira.
It was just a rage moment.
Por eso es lo que lo siento.
And that's what I'm very sorry.
So were you mad because your mom was kicking you out, or were you mad because of your daughter's performance in school?
Eran ambas cosas.
Both things.
So the way to release your anger was grabbing a belt and hitting your 8-year-old daughter multiple times.
Cinturón y pegarle a su hija de 8 años muchas veces.
No fue muchas veces, nomás fueron 2 veces.
It wasn't that many times, it was just only twice.
It was only twice.
Solamente 2 veces.
Sí.
Yes.
No further questions, Judge.
Son todas mis preguntas, señor.
Any questions?
No questions.
All right, any other witnesses?
No.
All right, the court will hear argument. State, you're opposed?
We are, Judge.
Court will hear argument.
Well, as the court knows, as part of the stipulations, we've also included the photographs. The defendant stated that he is sorry, but if he was truly sorry, I don't understand how hitting an 8-year-old with a belt twice is consistent with the photographs that the court has to their disposure in front of them. I don't believe that this defendant in particular would be a good candidate of probation, given the excessiveness of the assault that was conducted on an 8-year-old. Given the extent of the injuries, I just don't believe that this is an appropriate case for probation. So we ask for the max. At this point, it would be the cap of the 6 in DDC, 6 years.
Defense.
Contrary to what the state says, I believe this is a good case for supervision, whether it be deferred or even straight probation, simply because my client could benefit from anger management classes, parenting classes, things of that sort of thing. I don't believe he would be able to really get that kind of help if he is incarcerated. Based on that, based on the testimony of his family here who depend on him, we would ask that the court impose a sentence of supervision. We would respectfully request deferred and add any sort of conditions that would allow him to achieve those type of classes. Alternatively, if deferred can't be given, we would ask for straight probation.
All right, so one of my other questions, this witness, is she the biological mother? Not that that means anything. She's the stepmother or biological mother of the complainant?
No, there's no relation. She has no blood relation to. the
That's correct.
parents.
All right. And then he did state that his mother was kicking him out of the home.
He did say that.
All right. Why was she kicking him out of the home?
Tenía problemas con mi padrastro
I had problems with my stepfather.
y me metí porque la verdad mi padrastro es una gran persona, él es el que me está pagando el abogado en vez de mi mamá.
And honestly, my stepfather is a great person. He's the one that is paying for the attorney instead of my mother.
Y solo porque me metí a defenderlo de un problema que tenía él con ella,
So they were having problems and I stepped in to defend him.
mi mamá me empezó a correr y me estaba pegando.
And my mom was hitting me and started, she was kicking me out of the house.
Estaba en una posición económica que no podía irme de la casa.
And I was in a economical or financial situation that I could not leave the house.
Okay. And are you here, because I noticed that you're not a citizen, are you here legally?
No soy ciudadano, entré por asilo.
I'm not a citizen. I have, ¿le dieron el asilo?
No entré con mi hija.
I
entré.
applied for asylum with my daughter.
Oh, okay. All right, the court is going to find you guilty. There's to be no contact with minors. There's to be no contact with the complainant, Jaslyn, Jazlyn Obano. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no illegal reentry to the United States, and the court is going to sentence you to 6 years in prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a conviction and it's a felony, and because it's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
And of course, you'll receive credit for any time that you've been in custody. All right, we can go off the record. I want to let you know that I listened to all of the testimony that was given to me, and I always reread the stipulations and everything. All right, thank you. Thank you, counsel. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Maybe excuse.
Yes. All right, everyone, you can talk as much as you want to now. And anybody who's ready, just let me know.
Information on that one empty.
Okay, awesome.
Yes. So we looked at his app and he doesn't have a dual diagnosis. So because of his substance use history, he doesn't meet criteria. So the LPC that does the eval said that she could have him reassessed. But that the Tacoma program might come back with the same thing, that he doesn't have a substance use issue. So that's why he wouldn't be able to go to DDRF. So
See,
she,
his substance abuse comes in when he's not on his meds, which
yeah,
is usually.
well, and he self-reported that he hasn't drank since in a while. So that's why they can't, like, because it's self-reported, they can't just be like looking at historically. So because he's not reporting any type of issues, they can't give him that dual diagnosis.
Okay.
And then she said, if we did go that route, the first appointment for Tacoma isn't until early November.
Okay, all righty.
Okay.
All right, let's go back on the record on Jose Caceres. I'm sorry. Oh, when I say back on the record, it's like from way back when we did this, I think on Monday. So I'm gonna call it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm being told is that he's saying he doesn't have any type of drug or alcohol issue. So that's why they're not accepting him with DVR.
I got you. Yeah, that is my understanding too, is it's a congenital medical issue.
Okay. So, all right, we're gonna go on the record. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do.
There's also a 6-month backlog for DDR, I think.
Well, they said that it would probably be November, but all right, let's go back on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 0057 State versus Jose Casares. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Raymond Saldana,
Defense?
Jonathan Ross for Mr. Casares.
And are you Mr. Casares? All right, previously, the court found violation of condition number 4 true. The only issue that we were trying to address was housing and mental health issues. And defense, you've had a chance to, I guess, did you speak with his grandmother or no?
No, I confirmed it is her phone. She identified herself on the voicemail. And I also exhausted all the other leads for family members. Just over several days, we were able to get any response on that, unfortunately. We did contact PICU, the population control officer, the in judicial services, and they provided a variety of different options. The ones that looked applicable to Mr. Casares were Haven for Hope and Cross Point. They provided some transitional housing for people who have issues.
All right, and probation?
Yep, Judge.
So do you think then a good fit would be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services and for placement with Haven for Hope?
I think that would be appropriate. On his. So we could also include, I mean, he can still do MIG.
Okay.
And they would still pair him up with the center and the Genesis program. So we could do that.
All right.
I believe that was ordered.
All right, so this is what the court will do. Both parties agreed to deny the motion, the motion and not revoke. So the court is gonna alter and amend conditions, and these are my conditions, and I need you to listen to them very carefully, okay? 1, I'm not gonna allow you for now to reside with anyone in the elderly population.
Okay.
Because you're on probation for injury to the elderly.
Okay.
So maybe that's not a good population for you to mix with.
Actually,
Hold on, just listen.
Okay. So you're not gonna be, that means you can't reside with your grandmother. Okay. There's to be a referral to the Center for Healthcare Services. You're gonna be on the mid caseload. And I'm gonna ask that he be referred to Haven for Hope for housing. Now, if there's another placement where it's not with elderly persons, then you can always address that with probation, and I'll have them review it to see if it's an appropriate placement. You understand? And then there's gonna be field visits 1 time per month. For 3 months. And then to continue for 3 months after he's stabilized with housing and his mental health care. And then after that time, it'll be at probation's discretion.
Yes, Judge.
All right, is there anything else that you need from the court? Is there anything that you do not understand? All right, so we can go off the record. This is what I want you to remember. In this court, communication is key. And because of your mental health issues, communication is going to be very key for you. If there's an issue, talk to probation. If you're thinking about not taking your medications, talk to your doctor. You understand? And if you feel they're not addressing anything, if I'm here, you can always come back here. Do you understand? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, so from here on out, you know you're looking at 6 years in prison if a motion to revoke is filed, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
counsel. Anyone else who's ready, just let the court know. All right, thank you. Robert, too?
Castillo.
Okay, just give me one moment. And I'm sorry, McLean, who's your client?
Robert Castillo.
Let's see the phone. Robert Castillo. All right, Robert Castillo. Please tell me we're not here for Tesla.
We are not finally.
Okay,
We actually, just to give the court an update, our expert David Gallant, along with the state and their expert, were able to download the videos. Mr. Escobar made a copy of the copy that they have. And I received the hard drive of that today. And so I need to get that, kind of compare that to what Mr. Gallant has. But other than that, I think we've got at least whatever exists with this Tesla video. I think we've got that finally somewhat resolved.
so we're done with discovery.
I think we've got some motions that we have filed. I've sent them to Daniel a couple times, but I think they're getting buried in his email. I just sent them to him again today after conferring with us, say, hey, you want me to send it again? Because he's like, because what I want to know is what they can agree to, and then what we need to have a hearing. And that way we can abbreviate your time. And so he's going to look at that, tell me what we need to, what we can't agree on, and then we can come to you on whatever issues we have.
All right, this is coming back on October 31st. Everybody needs to have decided what they need a hearing on by that then.
That sounds good, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, not from me.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Ms. Ferguson, Castillo is coming back on October 31st. It may end up being a hearing.
Thank you, Judge. I'll let Mr. Gus know this is far enough.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes,
Real quick, I'm Mr. Castillo.
yes.
Mr. Castillo. Charges, and he has got some new employment opportunities, but the hours
Want to
flex.
talk to the state?
Let me talk to Sid real quick.
I mean, if they agree.
We'll do, Judge.
All right, anyone who's ready, just come forward. Who's ready? All right, Janet Silva. Court is calling 2024 CR 008264, State of Texas versus Janet Silva. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense? For the defense? No, for the defense attorney.
Yes.
Roger
Pettis, Your Honor.
And are you Miss Silva?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, probation, this is an application. Defense, have you received all of the discovery in this case?
We have, Your Honor.
All right, is there an issue?
Minor,
Okay,
we'll resolve it with female.
oh, okay, all right,
Just for 10.
just a moment. Thank you for making us aware, counsel. All right, court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Silva, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication with your
Yes,
attorney?
ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Your Honor, we may need to restart because our
I
court
just walked
reporter
in.
was not present and just walked in. I apologize for interrupting.
Oh, no problem. Yes. It's a Monday on a Thursday, but it's Friday Eve, so it's gonna be great. So we're not on the record. So this is my understanding. She's going to the mental health court, or you're trying to see if she will go to the mental health court?
We believe that would be an appropriate resolution.
All right, so this is my suggestion. Instead of entering a plea, like this plea will always remain here. Let's do a referral to mental health court, because with mental health court, if you enter a plea, they don't accept you. We would have to come back then and do a motion for a new trial. because they only do pretrial diversions. So I would suggest then that we refer her to mental health court, get her on the docket. They'll fill out a form. I'll sign it today, and they'll probably end up maybe seeing you maybe next week because today is Thursday. But I'm sure if you're not accepted, that the state's offer will still remain the same. Am I correct?
It will.
All right, so let's do it that way. All right.
All right, so, and then, very good.
Yes, so what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna get a referral and she'll go to mental health court.
Your Honor,
Yes,
I am confused about one thing, if you'll allow me to inquire.
yes.
Ms. Abrams earlier informed me that the mental health court only takes misdemeanor cases. Was that incorrect?
Not necessarily. They'll take a misdemeanor case if she's gonna plead to the misdemeanor. But if you want her to be evaluated for the felony court will only do pretrial diversion cases.
But my understanding that this is gonna be.
We're going down to,
So they want her to confuse a misdemeanor.
Ah, so I thought you wanted something else. All right, so do y'all want to go with the misdemeanor plea and not do pretrial diversion? No, not you, the attorneys.
that would be would she be under the care of a mental health
Yes.
probation officer?
Yes,
And will the mental health court allow pretrial diversion for a felony assaulted offense?
yes. If they accept her, that's the felony version of it. The felony version, they will only do pretrial diversions. They will not do pleas. That's why sometimes we'll accept a plea, refer them to felony court, and if the felony mental health court accepts them, then we'll come back and do a motion for new trial because they won't accept probation cases. But if you all want her to be in misdemeanor court,
Right.
then I guess in misdemeanor court, they will accept probation and then they will supervise her.
Rod, I will keep this open. She applies for the PTD. If she's not accepted, we'll do the reduction or the proceeding on the lesser included.
In County Court 12?
No,
Or-
across the hallway.
Okay. All right.
PTD sounds better than even a misdemeanor
It
conviction.
does.
All right. So then I will fill out the form, sign it to have her referred to mental health court. And if mental health court doesn't accept you, then you will be in the same position you were in before, which is this plea to a misdemeanor. Do you understand? All right.
Should be patient.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, sure. Could I get the form to refer her, please?
Yes, ma'am, we're gonna just.
And then counsel,
Yes, Ron.
what I'm gonna do so we don't lose track. Norman, let's set her also for October 17th. So we're,
Can it be sooner, like next week, like you mentioned?
no, the only this is why I'm saying October 17th. One, I don't want to lose track of her.
Fine.
Two, if they accept her next week, we won't have a date on the 17th.
Great.
And if you want her brought over sooner than that, just let the court know if there's something that goes wrong.
Great.
All right,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Jacqueline Vera.
All righty, Judge.
All right, thank you. On this case, they're gonna ask for that. So we're gonna have a bond hearing on that. Mhm.
Right now, we can't take her right now.
They're gonna do a bond hearing right now.
She's on the bonds. Yeah. Trying to take that out of you, you can just move.
All right, what is happening with this case?
So Judge, I conferred with Mr. Edelman and actually in thinking out loud after I talked to him, some of the files for the body worn camera are such that I have to request a copy to be made rather than download them. So I've done that. So it's on me. It's a first setting judge and the audio is rather important to the investigation itself. So I just have to reset for that purpose.
All right, Norma, on Jacqueline Vera, if you'll call this back for November 7th for discovery. Yes. All right, thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
You're very welcome.
And I don't think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Haley Moy. All right. Mr. Guyer, where are you on discovery?
I believe we've gotten all the discovery, Judge.
All right, did you receive an offer?
Yes, we did. I conferred with the state this morning. This was our first setting, and we did receive an offer, which I've gone over with my client.
All right, how old are you?
26.
All right, so we are coming back on, Norma, set this for October 31st for a plea deadline date. And counsel, if you wish to come back sooner than that, we can come back sooner than that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, do you anticipate your client making bond?
I don't think so.
All right,
Can
you'll
it
be back.
lowered?
I'm sorry, what?
Can my bond be lowered? Or-
Actually, we have a BF and a remand without bond because you didn't show up for court. So your attorney will need to set a motion and the court will hear it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Deputy Lawyer Roy is done.
Reyes, Anthony? Here we go. Yes. And then are you able to do any
Just give me one moment. I'm placing something in the system.
Target. For 90 days.
All right, what's your case?
This on Mr. Castillo.
Yes.
We just heard that a minute ago. This is the case where he had a bond condition where he wasn't allowed to be out of the house between the hours of midnight and 3. I conferred with the state. The state and I have reached an agreement where they are in agreement to lift that condition if it's pleasing to the court, but only for work purposes. So in other words, if he just wants to be out meandering the roads, but for work purposes, so that he can be employed with this new position, if they put him on, the graveyard shift or a swing shift or
All right,
something
if
like
you'll
that.
present an order, I'll sign it.
I will do that, Judge.
All right,
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, state whenever you're ready on Martinez. It's a request for a bond on a motion to revoke. Have you conferred with Mr. McCrum?
No, I got here. I'd love to talk.
All right, as soon as y'all talk, we'll take it up. All right, Jeremy Flores.
Johnson.
All right, who's on Jeremy Flores?
Oh, Jeremy Flores?
Yes.
Yes, I have that.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
oh, no problem. Where is Jeremy Flores?
It's an off-topic matter.
All right, what's the off docket matter about?
The off docket matter was on the Darren Johnson thing.
Oh, so it's not on Jeremy Flores? Okay.
That's the case number I got.
Oh. Okay. It's set for another day.
All right, who's here? Let me see, I thought we had completed Sanchez. All right, did we complete Omero Sanchez?
Judge, I think I just got appointed.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'll get ready to confer with him here in
Yes.
just a moment.
Okay,
Thank you.
just let me know when you're ready.
We'll do, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, Eduardo Reyes. Okay. Good afternoon. How's it going?
How are you, Judge?
Oh, all right. It's hectic today.
I know, we got it. We got it done.
Yes. Hey, but it's Friday Eve.
I know. It's
You can't
almost
beat that.
Friday. I know.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 008221, State versus Eduardo Anthony Reyes. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harris Edelman.
defense?
Anita Perez for the defense, Judge?
And are you, Mr. Reyes?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Reyes, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram as a state jail felony?
Yes, ma'am.
Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Off the record. Deputy Lord, could you have them move to that end? We're back on the record. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so, Judge.
Mr. Reyes, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 008439, and there's to be restitution to the Universal City Police Department. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge, that's our understanding of the plea. The only thing that, if I could address the court about the fine, that would be the only thing that I would ask the court to take into consideration, that he is 28 years old.
So,
Whenever,
okay, thank you.
whenever you're ready for me, Judge.
All right, thank you. So that's the plea bargain agreement? correct?
Yes, that's our understanding of the plea. Yes.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection, Judge.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and counsel, you wanted to address the fine?
Yeah, Judge, just real briefly that my client, he was prior to being in the Bear County Jail, he's been there for about 5 months, going on 6 months, Judge. He worked at the wash tub, making $9 an hour. He is, I mean, obviously he's pretty young. I don't want him to get a bad start with deferred. I mean, he's obviously very appreciative. He wants to make a change in his life. We would ask the court to obviously follow everything that was agreed to as far as the plea bargaining agreement, and just if the court can waive some of the fine.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 29.
That's okay. I mean, sometimes what people think is young, is young. Sometimes people think what is old is really not old. My grandmother would always say, the older you get, the less old other people are. When you're in your 20s, maybe you think 40 is old, but once you hit 30, you're like, 40 is not really that old. Because right now people will say, oh, 80 is so old. I'm like, no, it's not. Because I'm fast approaching that age. So do you have any children?
No.
All right. Do you have a place to live?
Yes.
Who would you be living with?
I'll be living with my mother-in-law and my girlfriend.
All right. Does the mother-in-law want you there?
Yes.
All right. And what does your girlfriend do?
My girlfriend is a home care provider.
So I don't understand. How do you feel about living with your mother-in-law? And how does she feel about her daughter bringing in someone who has issues to live in the house?
I'm not sure.
I don't know why, sometimes people keep bringing problems to mother-in-laws and mothers' homes. And your girlfriend, does she have children?
No.
So who all lives in the house that you say you're going to be staying?
There's me, her mother, her husband, and her brother.
All right, so it's the mother-in-law's husband, your girlfriend's brother, and how old is he?
I think he's 20 years old.
All right. And then you and the girlfriend. And the girlfriend who's a home healthcare provider. And lately they just let anybody be a home healthcare provider. Does she provide home healthcare for the mother-in-law? Or other people? Does she provide home healthcare for her mom?
No, other people.
All right. And do they come to the home or no?
No.
Okay. And when did you start using meth? How old were you?
I was 19.
And why did you start using? All right. That's something you need to think about to decide when did you start
Yeah.
using and why. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right,
So-
we discussed some of that, Judge, obviously, the fact that this is a state jail felony, the fact that he has no prior criminal history. He does understand the seriousness, and I told him, I said, it's gonna be deferred. So it's obviously, it's a lot more, he knows, it's gonna be a lot more work for him. And we could have gotten a different kind of agreement with the state, but that was the decision that, privately we spoke about it. And that's what that's what he wants from the court.
And how often were you using meth?
I was using meth every day.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty. So it occurs to the court that you have a drug problem and it's a major drug problem. So we're going to have to address that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the court is taking in consideration 2024 CR 008439. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, then you can always request to be released from probation early. There's going to be restitution to Universal City Police Department for the drug testing, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be, for now, no unsupervised contact with minors. And your girlfriend, who is a home health care provider, you are not allowed to accompany her on trips to her job or anything of that nature. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In custody, we're going to do a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court. The TAP evaluation usually takes 2 weeks. The referral to felony drug court, because it's Thursday, they're probably able to see you Monday or Tuesday, and they have a quick turnaround on whether or not they accept you. That's a very good program. I think it's a program that will greatly benefit you and help you to be successful. And in felony drug court, with the nature of your offense, if you complete everything early and graduate, they'll release you early. And if you have a graduation, I will come to your graduation. And if you want some idea of how people are doing, there's actually a felony drug court graduation on Friday, and I'm sure your attorney can tell you about that, okay? And there's an attorney here who does felony drug court. Will Brooks, don't hide. All right. So that's to be in custody, follow recommendations. If he's not accepted into felony drug court. And how far did you go in school?
I graduated.
All right. All right. What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? What do you want to do for employment?
I'm trying to go back to work.
All right. So there's 150 hours community service restitution. 150 of those hours to be waived if he obtains a certificate from a trade school or if he completes some higher level of education. There's to be field visits 1 time per month. And there's to be 90 sober support meetings in 90 days. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, I understand that drug addiction is hard. If you feel as though you are going to pick up the phone, call probation. If you feel they're not addressing it, if I'm here, you can always come back here and we can address it. But the key is to be honest with yourself and where you are. And where we are, we're all growing, we're all changing, hopefully trying to improve and be better people is not where you're going to end up. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
we're not quite done.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is the other.
May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you. I would have forgotten.
There was another very confusing thefts,
Oh,
100 to 750.
okay,
We couldn't make heads or tails out of
I'm sorry.
it, so.
no problem.
I'm taking
that's
it
why I
into
was-
Consideration for this plea.
All right, hey, we
And
caught
that's
this
why I
one.
was- I'm sorry, Judge, and that's why I was busy interrupting your clerk. I'm so sorry, because we couldn't figure it out. It's not in the system. It's showing 187. But it's a B, and so
No
it's
problem.
something weird, but.
It's taken care of now.
And,
All right.
and I guess the other issue, I guess, I know we're not on the record, Judge, but, you have the pending case in Plymouth, right?
Yes.
So he'll have to, it's a misdemeanor.
Okay.
It's a misdemeanor theft, so, I mean, I know that probation shouldn't violate him for a pre-existing.
Oh, no, they
charge.
will not, but I will tell you, that's gonna need to be taken care of probably before felony drug court accepts them. Usually they'll call and see if there's something that can be accomplished.
Right, but I mean, or do we need to let Bashan know, or?
Oh, she knows now.
Oh,
She's here.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have the case number and everything, because I have.
Oh, if you'll let her know so they
Yeah,
can put
yeah.
that in the system.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
thank you.
Judge. All right, you take care. Be good. All right.
Hello? It's not. Deputy Laura, I'm getting so many phone calls from different judges. Huh? Oh, good thing. Well, I guess you would say it's good. People call you and ask you for advice. It's always good, right? Yes. Gaspar Rodriguez.
Very good.
Okay, are we here for a motion to revoke?
We are.
All right. Are y'all ready to proceed on the motion to revoke?
We are, Judge.
Who's the prosecutor?
I am, Your Honor.
Thank you.
But I do not have a copy of the NCR.
I'll let you
Give
see.
me a moment.
Okay. And counsel, did you do a trial court certification?
I did not, Judge.
Thank you. Hello.
Eight B.
You bet.
Oh, I've been doing great. How have you been?
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
but-
remember you.
Yeah, I had longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you were at the T-Mobile.
Yeah, I don't go back to the T-Mobile.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You happen to know what court the criminal trespassing is assigned to?
I do.
I only ask because some misdemeanor courts.
But some
will
good
not
news.
allow judge
I got my
courts to
ID, social
dismiss
and birth certificate back while I was at lifetime recovery.
Okay,
So
I'll take care of that in a moment.
so I'm able to work and get a job and get myself out of the streets now, so.
Well, before you start giving me updates, let's wait till everyone is here so they can hear your updates. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 4768, State versus Gaspar Rodriguez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harris Edelman.
defense?
David McLean for the defense.
And are you Mr. Rodriguez?
I am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Gaspar Rodriguez who's placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 4768 for the offense of credit debit card abuse on August 9, 2023 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
I am.
State?
On or about the second day of August 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Jasper Rodriguez failed to report to the supervision officer on the next working day after being released from jail in violation of condition number 8B.
Are you pleased with that? True or not true?
True.
And state?
Deny the MTR.
No, no, no. Are you proceeding on
Oh, waiving the additional violation allegation, Your Honor.
any objection to
No
the waiver?
objection, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation 8B, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $500 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 8B?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition 8B true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include lifetime recovery.
All right, is that the proposed agreement?
That is, Judge.
Okay. All right, what has he done since he's been on probation?
Judge, from my conversations with my client, he is paid off. I think he was about $400 currently, and it's just because of the fines and costs that have been accruing while he's been in jail. But he was current. He was actually in lifetime recovery and had gone to county court for a new offense. That was the condition number 1 that got waived. The warrant, he'd gone there on literally a day past to attend court for that charge. While he was there, they picked him up on this warrant. He'd been doing great at lifetime recovery. He had gotten his driver's license, he'd gotten his social security card, he'd gotten his birth certificate, was getting ready to go back to work.
I have my disability, my social security disability. I got it back, so before I hadn't.
Okay, so here's the thing, you're not an oath, so
No.
I'll let your attorney finish speaking.
Right.
And then my question, even though the state is not proceeding on it, the criminal trespass that's dated on July 9th, 2024, what's that about?
My client was at a Shell station. He'd had a prior criminal trespass warning issued against him from going back there. He'd forgotten about it. He was there. He was homeless at the time, and they called the police and arrested him for a criminal trespass.
Okay, so,
State's going to take that into consideration as part of this plea on this plea of true. So that case will be disposed of. So we won't have that hold anymore.
so if he was at lifetime recovery, why is he homeless?
He was homeless at the time when he did his interview on that charge while he was in jail. They released him on a PR bond and correct me if I'm wrong, sent him to lifetime recovery. And so it was part of his pretrial release that he was actually at lifetime. And so when he came in to court to address the charge, because of this warrant, he ended up getting arrested, and he's been in jail now for about a month and a half, waiting to get in here on this.
I just followed through with everything that the courts wanted me to do, and then I got arrested.
Yeah, it was just because of the second warrant that went out.
Okay, so he had a criminal trespass. He was being interviewed for a PR bond. Part of the PR bond was lifetime recovery.
Correct.
He went to lifetime recovery,
Correct.
was doing well at lifetime recovery.
Doing great. Correct.
All right, so then this MTR happened.
While he was, because the new number 1, it triggered the MTR getting issued, and then the warrant went out while he was in lifetime recovery. And when he went into court it's about a month and a half ago, they picked him up on the warrant in county court 4.
Okay. All right, this is what that explains things to the court. All right, the court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include lifetime recovery. Probation, is there anything else? All right, and what's the cause number that's being taken in consideration?
Your Honor.
Yes. Yes,
I apologize. He did meet the criteria for the MIC unit. I would ask that he gets placed on the MIC unit.
I would agree with that, Judge.
all right. And the court will take in consideration 2024 PF 11533. And he'll be placed on the MIC caseload.
Thank you.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
So I'm still going lifetime? Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Have your client come down? All right, Yvette Martinez
Yes, ma'am.
and counsel, you're requesting a bond on this matter?
Yes, I am. Your Honor.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 1876, State of Texas versus Yvette Estrella Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harris Edelman.
defense?
Scott Sullivan.
All right, and are you Ms. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, a motion to revoke has been filed in this case. And defense, you're requesting a bond?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
All right, state, do you have any objection to a bond being set in this matter?
Do not, Your Honor.
All right, is there a proposed agreement for a bond?
5,000, I believe.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. The court is aware of the mental health issues. The court is aware of any substance abuse issues based upon the fact that she's currently on probation in this court. So the court will set her bond at $5,000. There's to be ignition interlock or scram. And I'm sorry, so the record can be clear. If she is driving a vehicle, then there's to be ignition interlock.
We understand completely, correct? She does.
If she is not driving, then it's to be scram with an affidavit of non-driving. Do you own a vehicle? Do you have a vehicle?
No, Your
All right. All right, is there anything else?
Other than I will file my notice of appearance as soon as I get back to my office, Your Honor. I do apologize about that. I got hired this morning, so.
All right, let's put that on the record that you are the attorney
I
who
am
has
the
been
attorney
hired.
of record, James
What?
Scott.
Not of record, but you've been hired.
On my way to being a record. It's, what do they call it? It would be premature to say I'm her lawyer yet, but I'll make it official in 1 hour.
No, 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 no.
I know what the court's saying.
No, no, I want the record to be clear. So, Ms. Martinez, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, amen.
All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
Yvette Estrella Martinez.
All right, you can lower your hand. The attorney who is here requesting this bond, is that attorney that you've entered into a contract with to represent you in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Made me look good, Judge. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a seat.
Where's the title?
Opposite we were at.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Ms. Ferguson? Let's go ahead and set this for a contested hearing. It was previously set for August 19th, so if you can set this for a contested hearing this month, maybe later in the month. Hmm?
It's a new MTR. It wasn't something for, the old MTR was done already.
Okay.
This one is a new MTR. Would it necessarily use that as contested?
Well, if they don't contest, then they'll let you all know it's not contested. All right.
You said what date?
If we could set it towards the end of October. All right, October 29th. And if you'll make sure she has a reset form. And if her attorney will have it. Sure. Just one moment. Scott, she's gonna give you a reset form.
Oh.
All right, who's here on Omero Sancho or Sanchez? Darren Johnson?
Sharon Hepburn.
Yes.
This case is set on November 4th.
Yes.
I had hoped to go to a CLE on the 7th and 8th, which is the Stewart Nard CWI CLE.
Okay.
I talked to the state. They don't have any objection for reset, but you might, I don't know. I don't want to
All right,
call.
let's do this. Let's keep it for the 4th and we'll see where we are.
Thank you.
Because you're saying the CLE is when?
It's on Thursday and Friday that week.
All right, let's see where we are.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Jamar Clark, can I see the file on Jamar Clark, please? All right, Norma. I know that Odyssey has been doing some strange things. So on Clark, this is being recalled for the 8th. And let his attorney know that he needs to be here and his client needs to be here.
Discovery. Okay.
Can I see the file on Joseph Mejia, please? Thank you. Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
on Joseph Mejia, if you recall him for 10-7 and let his attorney know.
I'm sending emails. It's good.
All right, thank you. All right, let me see the file on Adrian Harper, please. Adrian Harper? Yes.
Adrian Harper, judge, on that case, the motion was set on.
Mhm.
The attorneys withdrew the hearing.
Okay, all right. But on the motion to revoke, has a warrant been issued in that case?
Yes, there's one document, one is slightly later.
Okay, you're running over the they're right there in my pocket. One of these. Here. That was from today. And great on the job should be changes. Right. Or that you have a job. Okay. Or report all the resolution. By agency or school business, you will be significant more elsewhere. You are subject to having certainty of person residence or if they're able to operate occupied residence at any place in office. That stands for to make sure you get what it's there. If they find contraband, they can obviously do it. And their county will see how they're trying to be in writing, so when you go out town or whatever, you need to make sure that you're working. 7 for your credit, 8 shifts for our residents before you choose anybody else. If you're arrested again, like you're not going to be hours, we usually get those on jail, but still I'll take it out. My childhood, you do have those situations with the county. You shall not purchase. Loving tradition.
All right, let me see the file on Target, please. And also Warrington.
Not have a bar of those calendar. Their target is up here, judge. Read your docs, warrants. We're going to evaluation. And if something to court, then you'll follow the recommendation.
All right, Target. If you come down.
judge ordered you to provide proof of employment within 30 days of the out. Fully or person, and if it is at least complete, in the course of the public health, or as months, or not relevant.
All right. So have you had contact with your attorney?
No, ma'am, not at all in the whole 3 months I've been here.
All right, just have a seat. We're gonna get an attorney for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Warrington.
I'm never about Warrington now because the street never came up here.
Okay. Okay, why is he on the docket? Does he have any motion to revoke? All right, Norma, set this for October 10th. And the attorney needs to be here. Thank you.
Yes.
All of you. All right, are y'all ready on Omero Sanchez?
Judge, sort of. Tell me where we are with Mr. Sanchez. Is this an MTR? Is this a new case?
He has a new case.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Okay, so I am ready on it. Obviously, I need to do some discovery on that.
Yes.
And so that's kind of where we are. I had a conference with him just now,
Okay.
where I got the Reader's Digest version of this case, but I think I probably need to do some more homework on that one, for sure.
All right, Mr. Sanchez, if you come down. What we're gonna do is we're gonna reset this case so that your attorney will have time to view whatever discovery. He was just appointed today, as you're aware. So what we'll do, if he wants to come back sooner than the date that I'm gonna give him, he can. Counsel, are you available of November 5th?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, we can put it on the 4th, which will be a Monday, or the 7th.
4th is perfect.
All right, Norma, if you recall this for November 4th, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any questions?
Fine.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Judge.
Xavier Martinez.
But that's for discovery, correct?
Yes.
I love that. But it's not strong on there, it's strong on that.
All right, Xavier Martinez. Court is calling 2024 CR 008-139 State versus Xavier Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Edelman.
Defense,
Will Brooks, Judge.
and are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, were you recently appointed?
Yes, for purposes of the record, Judge, I was appointed today and Mr. Martinez wishes to waive the 10 days as far as preparation.
Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Martinez, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney and understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Judge.
State, are you continuing on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, waiving count 1 and proceeding on count 2.
Any objection?
No objections, Judge.
All right, Mr. Martinez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams, that's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses? The state will call them the right to remain silent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
That is my belief, Judge.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
Oh, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
Oh, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. They're recommending deferred adjudication. This is run concurrent with 2024 CR 5756. They're taking into consideration 2024 AL 005487. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, it is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just one moment. Excuse me. Do y'all have that file number? 2024 CR 5756.
He's on the
All right, so, well, before you go get it, is there a motion to revoke in that case or no?
No, Judge.
Okay.
And I can explain.
There will not, Your Honor, because of the unusual timing of these events. This case that we're dealing with now is alleged to have occurred April 6th.
Yes.
Was rejected for further investigation in June. Mr. Martinez then entered his plea on the cruelty non-livestock animal in August. And then this case was indicted.
Okay, all right, thank you. That clears things up for the court. All right, did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal, the only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court? Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years and there be the drug offender education program. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objections, Judge.
State you may be excused.
Thank you.
Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after hearing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge, will waive a PSI.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, some additional history on this case. When he was sentenced on the animal cruelty case, the court ordered a referral to drug court, a TAP evaluation to be performed in custody, and I believe a McMillan. And those evaluations have been performed. He was disqualified from drug court because of the history. He did not qualify for the MIC caseload unit. And actually on September 11th, the court ordered him to be released outright with his conditions of probation on the animal cruelty case. So this is the only thing that's holding him in custody right now.
Okay. All right. Do you have any drug issues?
No, not really.
What does that mean, not really?
Because I have had a past really bad drug history, but through experiences I've been through, I've had I've gained a lot of control over it. Yeah, before I got arrested, I would smoke a lot of weed, but that's pretty much it. And when I'm out there, I take a lot for granted. I take my job for granted. I take my family for granted. I'm not trying to mess it up over some weed, mess up this probation. I feel like this probation for the long period of time is actually going to help me better my future, because then it'll help me stay on the right track and keep me in line, you know, like with the under circumstances I'm under, and you know, that microscope just always on me. I feel like it did me a lot of good. That take classes and all that. I feel like it helped me.
And probation, how was he?
Judge, Kenneth's office is gonna give you his TAP evaluation.
All right, thank you. But Sean, you read my mind.
Actually, it was Kenneth's office.
Right. Thank you. All right, this is what the court is gonna do. The court is gonna sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. Taking consideration 2024 AL 005487. This
Yeah,
is,
approach, Your Honor.
yes, this is right concurrent with 2024 CR 5756. The court is going to follow the recommendations of the TAP evaluation. And that is for evaluation for DDRF. That's fine.
George, so he did not qualify for MIC or DDRF, but in reviewing the TAP, I do see he has extensive substance use history. I would suggest that we address that in some way to ensure that he has the tools that he needs once he's released from custody to attend some type of outpatient treatment, unless you see fit that he attend something similar to like SAD.
Okay, so the documentation that I have, does it say that he's completed that he didn't qualify for DRF? Is that on another
It's a
document?
separate evaluation form, Judge. He completed the final Tacoma eval on.
Because I don't have that. I just have the treatment recommendations are for DDRF, followed by the Genesis program.
With the outcome of the eval, and then I also included the supplemental report that they just submitted recently.
Okay, awesome. All right, do you have a place to live?
I'm hoping everything will work out right. I should, but it doesn't.
Well, who do you think you would be living with?
My grandmother. Either that or my boss has a house that he could hold me up at.
Well, who lives in the house with your grandmother?
My just some family. It's her sister and her sister's daughter and her husband and my cousin.
Oh. Well, based upon the screening I have, he needs a lot of help. There needs to be some brief counseling here because of his history. He needs therapy because of the history.
I don't disagree with that, Judge. My concern is this: he's gone through the process of conducting these evaluations, and but for the the refiling of this drug charge that looked like it was dismissed and gone and not dealt with the prior time of sentencing, which is unfortunate. He's been sitting in custody for so long that sometimes if the court orders inpatient treatment, dissuades folks and is discouraging to them. It doesn't lead to success in those programs, and perhaps a court could consider ordering something like a facility like Cross Point, and then ordering some sort of inpatient treatment, but hold it in abeyance and put them on zero tolerance.
All right. The court will order Cross Point. And he is to be released to Cross Point only. Counsel, will somebody from Cross Point transport him?
Well, they have to do an evaluation. So if he doesn't qualify, they won't accept him, Judge. And then
Well, maybe lifetime? Because that's what it says here, lifetime recovery. And I know that lifetime recovery will address any issues related to his history.
Judge, I think he wants to address you, Your Honor.
Yes.
Like with these programs, I don't feel like I need them. Like
All right, so here's the thing, you can't live with your grandmother. People need to stop. Everybody goes to the stable adult, the adult who has a house, and that's always the grandmother. And the grandmother says no, and then the grandmother ends up with 10 people living in a household, and they're bringing their girlfriends, their boyfriends there, they're bringing their children there, and everybody has a criminal history, and the grandmother can't even relax and just enjoy his or her golden years, because everybody in their family, there's always that one house, and it's the grandmother's house, and everybody goes there. I don't want you visiting your issues with your grandmother. And
Yes,
what
ma'am.
I read in in the report that I have, it says, your support system is your ex-girlfriend, your grandmother, and your mother. And then when I asked you who stays with your grandmother, you're naming all of these people who may or may not be staying there. And then I have the maternal grandfather, his mother, the maternal uncle, his maternal cousin, and his father have histories of drug problems. Then the maternal grandmother, the maternal grandfather, and his mother and his father have a history of psychological problems. So you're staying with your grandmother is not non-starter for the court.
Yes, ma'am, and that's why I was really more leaning on to going to the house with my boss would hold me up, because I know if I go there, she'll have me steady work. Every day I get to do the roof at the house, I get it.
Lifetime recovery will let you work.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe some outpatient treatment would be best for me. Like I wanna go to therapy, I do wanna go to therapy.
Lifetime recovery.
That's outpatient.
Lifetime recovery will provide you a place to stay. They will talk to you. They will put you in contact with persons to help you with whatever issues you have. And it appears to the court that you have a lot of issues going on in your life. And if your whole reason for living with your employer is this, oh, I'll do well because I'm isolated out here. I'm gonna be living with him and they're just gonna put me to work. When you stop working, your problems that brought you to this court are still gonna be there and they will not have been addressed.
I thought maybe that all the classes that are on my probation conditions would help satisfy the needs and need to have satisfied within me. Like going to like AA meetings would help with the drugs, and then some counseling meetings would help with my therapy. Like, I've gained a lot of self-control with my mental health. A lot. It would show in the report for doing the DRF, seeing if I qualify for DDRF. That I've gained a lot of self-control with a lot of my mental issues, a lot of my anxiety, my stress, my depression, even my anger, like, and a lot of my substance abuse has died down. So I feel like heavy like programs like that like wouldn't it'll be it's not necessary just to me.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is gonna do. Court is sentencing you to 8 years deferred adjudication. This case will run concurrent with 2024 CR 5756. There's to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services, which I think he already has with the other probation. There's to be a referral to Lifetime Recovery, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, and field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And I'm not loading him up with other conditions because his other probation already has conditions for him.
And it's lifetime recovery inpatient or out?
I'll let Lifetime Recovery decide if it should be inpatient or outpatient. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and tell it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
May I
thank
be
you.
excused?
Yes.
Have a seat, sir. Seat, first row signature.
It's more than 180, it's not.
Okay, are you all ready, Mr. McLean?
Yes, sir.
Court is calling 2022 CR 5312, State of Texas versus Celine Hargett. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense.
David McLean for the defense.
And are you Mr. Hargett?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. McLean was appointed to represent you today. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And have you talked to your client about his due process rights?
I have,
As
Your
far
Honor.
as time frame for him to, before he's required to answer for these allegations in this motion?
We have, Your Honor, we've discussed our recent appointment, how he has, time for me to be able to prepare, time for him to be able to consider what the state's offering. And we've been able to confer with Mr. Edelman, and I believe we have an agreement.
All right, and Mr. Target, are you waiving that right to give your attorney time to prepare to answer for the allegations in the motion?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Hargett, did you review the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Celine Nadir Hargett who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 5312 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on July 28, 2022 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
In Bear County, Texas, the defendant Salim Nadir Hargett did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of October, November, and December 2023 in violation of condition number 4. State waives the remaining violation allegations.
All right, any objection to the waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4?
I don't think you asked him how he played.
Oh, I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay.
It's been long.
It's been a long
All right,
day.
Mr. Hargett, violation of condition number 4.
True.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court would find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes,
and up
ma'am.
to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudicate guilt, revoke supervision, assess punishment at confinement of 251 days with credit for time served.
That's our understanding, Your Honor. I believe my client has 251 actual days at the time that we're taking this plea.
All right, is that 251 days in the state jail facility?
That is 251 days in Bear County.
All right, so are you all requesting that he be sentenced under 1244?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand that the court would have followed this plea bargaining agreement, it would still be a felony conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the court will grant the motion, find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 251 days in the Bear County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Albert Caceres, Gabriel Rivas, and Charlie Perkins. And the court will show that your judgment is satisfied. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, or because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, when you go off the record, good luck to you. You better start making better decisions. Do you understand? All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah. All right, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.